Days of our lives spoiling. Halloween brings chaos to Salem and major revelations ahead. Salem is bracing for one of its most unforgettable Halloweens yet. And if history has taught us anything, it's that October 31st in this town never disappoints when it comes to drama, danger, and unexpected twists. As the beloved residents prepare for tricks and treats, they have no idea that a terrifying event at Horton Town Square will leave everyone questioning what's real and what's merely an elaborate Halloween prank. Stephanie's secret identity revealed. The biggest shock of the week comes when Stephanie Johnson's carefully guarded secret finally comes to light. For months, she's been living a double life as the respected public relations expert everyone knows and trusts, while secretly penning steamy murder mysteries under the provocative pen name Anastasia Sands. When her latest book launches with a highly publicized signing event, the truth can no longer be hidden. Imagine the surprise on the faces of Salem's residents when they discover that the professional woman who's been managing everyone's public image has been writing passionate, pulse-pounding thrillers in her spare time. It's the kind of revelation that will have tongues wagging all over town for weeks to come. The book signing event itself promises to be quite the spectacle, drawing curious fans and shocked acquaintances alike. Stephanie has worked hard to keep these two parts of her life completely separate, and now that the walls have come tumbling down, she'll have to face the reactions of friends, family, and clients who never suspected she had this creative side. Terror strikes at the book signing. But the revelation of Stephanie's alter ego isn't the only shocking development at the book signing. What should be a celebratory occasion quickly transforms into a scene of absolute terror when a knife-wielding maniac in a lab coat suddenly appears in Horton Town Square. The masked figure, seemingly straight out of a horror movie, sends panicked guests scrambling for safety as chaos erupts. Alex Kyriakis springs into action, his protective instincts kicking in as he positions himself between the dangerous intruder and innocent bystanders. We'll see him shielding both Kat and Chad from potential harm, proving once again that beneath his sometimes questionable decisions, Alex has the heart of a hero. The dramatic scene raises immediate questions. Is this a real threat? Or could it be an elaborate publicity stunt designed to generate buzz for Stephanie's murder mystery novel? Given Alex's involvement and Stephanie's creative background, some viewers might wonder if this terrifying spectacle was choreographed from the start. After all, what better way to launch a murder mystery book than with a little manufactured mayhem? However, the genuine fear on people's faces suggests this situation might be far more dangerous than anyone anticipated. Jeremy under suspicion. As the dust settles from the Halloween horror, suspicion naturally falls on various Salem residents who might have a motive for causing such chaos. Jeremy finds himself in an uncomfortable position when Alex issues a stern warning about Stephanie, likely advising his friend to keep his distance after some recent concerning incidents. Could Jeremy actually be the person behind the mask? The timing certainly seems suspicious, and his complicated history with various Salem residents could provide plenty of motivation for stirring up trouble. The question hanging over everyone's heads is whether Jeremy will become the prime suspect in this knife-wielding attack. His presence in Salem has already created tension, and if investigators start connecting dots, he might find himself answering some very difficult questions from the Salem Police Department. Chanel and Johnny's adoption heartbreak. While Halloween horrors dominate the headlines, Chanel and Johnny are facing a devastating setback in their quest to adopt baby Tesoro. The young couple has poured their hearts into the adoption process, dreaming of building their family with this precious child. However, they're about to receive crushing news that could derail their plans entirely. It appears that without Sophia's confession or cooperation, the adoption cannot move forward. The tragic complication is that Sophia remains in Bayview, unable or unwilling to communicate after her mental breakdown. She's essentially locked in her own silent world, making it impossible for her to provide the necessary legal consent for the adoption. For Chanel and Johnny, this news is absolutely heartbreaking. They've already bonded with Tesoro, imagined their future as a family, and now face the very real possibility that their dream might be snatched away through circumstances entirely beyond their control. The situation raises profound questions about what happens next. Will they find another legal path forward? Could Sophia's condition change? Or will Aaron's upcoming paternity test results complicate matters even further? Aaron's paternity revelation. Speaking of Aaron, He's anxiously awaiting the results of a paternity test that will confirm whether Tesoro is biologically his child. This revelation could completely transform the adoption situation. If Aaron is indeed Tesoro's biological father, he'll face an enormous decision. Does he pursue custody himself? Or does he step aside and allow Chanel and Johnny to adopt the baby, knowing how desperately they want to become parents? Aaron's character suggests he might make the selfless choice, recognizing the love and stable home that Chanel and Johnny can provide. However, the pull of biological parenthood is powerful, and he might struggle with the decision to give up his own child, even with the best intentions. Kat's mysterious information for Leo. Meanwhile, Kat has some intriguing information to share with Leo on Friday. The nature of this information remains mysterious, but viewers should definitely be suspicious about its origins. Is Kat providing Leo with legitimate news that he can publish, or is she acting as DiMera's puppet, deliberately feeding false information to Salem's nosiest gossip columnist? has proven time and again that he's willing to manipulate anyone and everyone to achieve his goals, and using Kat to plant stories with Leo would be right out of his playbook. Leo, despite his street smarts, might fall for whatever tale Kat spins, especially if it promises to be juicy enough for his readers. The question is whether Leo will fact-check this information or run with it, potentially causing damage based on lies. EJ's secret laboratory plans. As if EJ weren't busy enough with his schemes, he's also advancing his plans for a secret laboratory as the Mike Horton Free Clinic Day approaches. The juxtaposition of a day honoring medical care with EJ's sinister laboratory plans is particularly chilling. What exactly is EJ planning to do in this secret facility? The possibilities are disturbing, and Leo might want to be careful about poking around too much. He could become EJ's first unwilling test subject. Days of Our Lives' 60th Anniversary Celebration. As Salem deals with all this drama, Days of Our Lives is preparing to celebrate its remarkable 60th anniversary during the week of November 3rd to 7th. While the official anniversary falls on November 8th, a Saturday, the show will honor 6 decades of storytelling throughout that week with special flashbacks and nostalgic moments that longtime viewers will treasure. For fans who have watched the show for years or even decades, the anniversary episodes promise to be a wonderful trip down memory lane, reminding everyone why Days of Our Lives has remained a beloved staple of daytime television for so long. New romantic entanglements. Romance is also in the air, though not always in predictable ways. Jeremy has apparently joined a dating app, which opens up numerous possibilities for romantic connections. Will he match with someone like Gwen Rizek, Kat, or another single woman in Salem? Given Jeremy's complicated personality and history, any relationship he enters is bound to be interesting. Additionally, young Ari Horton is experiencing some confusing feelings as she encounters both Theo and bad boy Liam. The contrast between these two young men couldn't be more stark, and Ari will need to figure out whether she's drawn to Theo's stability or Liam's dangerous edge. These romantic storylines promise to develop in compelling ways over the coming weeks. Theo confronts his past. Theo is about to have an unexpected and potentially volatile encounter with Liam, his former high school bully. Years may have passed, but the wounds from bullying can last a lifetime. How will Theo react when he comes face to face with someone who made his younger years miserable? Will he confront Liam about the past, or will he try to take the high road and move forward? This reunion has the potential to bring up painful memories and unresolved anger that could explode in unexpected ways. As Halloween night unfolds in Salem, viewers can expect the unexpected, dramatic revelations, and the kind of edge-of-your-seat entertainment that Days of Our Lives has been delivering for 60 incredible years. Whether the Halloween horror turns out to be real or staged, the consequences will ripple through Salem for weeks to come. Part 2. Days of Our Lives. Can EJ help Amy, or has he done too much damage already? It's a tense afternoon at the DiMera mansion, and for once, the argument isn't about power, money, or corporate betrayal. It's about something far more personal. Family, guilt, and a little girl named Sophia. When Amy walks through those heavy oak doors, it isn't because she wants to see DiMera. In fact, she makes it perfectly clear that she's only there because he summoned her, not because she owes him anything. She's done being manipulated by powerful men who think they can fix everything with money or influence. And today, she's ready to remind EJ that some wounds can't be fixed that way. The weight of guilt. Amy wastes no time telling EJ exactly what's on her mind. Sophia's condition, she says sharply, is your fault. Her words slice through the air like a knife, and for a moment, even DiMera, the always composed, always calculating businessman, can't hide the flicker of pain that flashes across his face. He's a man who has done terrible things in the name of family, but deep down, even he knows that Amy might be right. Sophia's struggle has become a reflection of their shared failures as parents. EJ doesn't deny it. Instead, he does something rare. He admits they've both failed. We're both alienated from our children, he says softly. But maybe we can help each other. Amy hesitates. It's not often DiMera admits weakness, and that gives her pause. Beneath his arrogance and control, perhaps there's still a man who wants to do the right thing, even if it's far too late to repair the damage. Johnny's choice and EJ's regret. EJ tries to make his case by turning the conversation toward Johnny. He tells Amy about his son's recent decision not to move forward with the adoption. Johnny had wanted to adopt a baby, to start a family with Chanel, but after learning what his father did, he couldn't go through with it. EJ insists this is his fault, not Johnny's. His past actions cast a long shadow, and even now, they're destroying the things his son wants most in life. Johnny made that choice because he thought it was best for the child. EJ admits, almost with pride. That's the mark of a good father, someone who puts a child's needs above his own. For once, Amy sees sincerity in EJ's eyes. But sincerity doesn't erase the pain he's caused. She reminds him that her loyalty is to Sophia, and Sophia alone. Still, EJ offers her a deal. If Amy withdraws her objection to Johnny and Chanel's adoption, he'll step back completely. No manipulations, no interference, no DiMera strings attached. She'll never have to see him again. He'll disappear from her life, so she can focus on Sophia's recovery. Amy doesn't say yes. She doesn't say no either. She just quietly replies, "I'll think about it," before turning to leave. The door closes behind her, but EJ remains where he is, staring at the spot where she stood, haunted by the sound of her voice, and the truth in her accusation. Chanel's heartbreak and Johnny's hope. Meanwhile, across town, in the cozy apartment Johnny shares with Chanel, the emotional fallout continues. Johnny finds his wife standing by the crib they'd set up for little Tesoro, the baby they'd hoped to adopt. Chanel's eyes are glassy, her hands resting on the edge of the empty crib. "Maybe it's time to accept that it's not meant to be," she whispers. But Johnny won't hear it. He won't let go of their dream, not yet. "It's not over until it's over," he says, pulling her close. "We're not giving up." It's one of those moments that reminds fans why they love this couple. Despite the heartbreak, despite the family drama, Johnny and Chanel hold on to each other like two people who've already been through too much to surrender now. They find comfort in each other's arms, and for a brief, tender moment, they let the world fade away. It's a quiet act of love and hope, a promise that even when things fall apart, they'll face it together. Later that evening, Chanel's phone buzzes with a message from Lonnie, a sweet distraction from all the heartache. It's a photo of Lonnie and Eli's twins in their Halloween costumes, all smiles and giggles. Chanel laughs through her tears, showing Johnny the photo. The sight brings warmth back into the room. Johnny wraps his arm around her and whispers, "We'll have kids, too. One way or another. I promise." The DiMera legacy continues. Back at the mansion, EJ pours himself a drink and stares out at the cold Salem night. For a man used to controlling every aspect of his world, he suddenly feels powerless. Maybe, for once, the right thing to do is to let go. His empire, his name, his power, none of it can change the past. But perhaps, just perhaps, by stepping back, he can give his son a chance to build something better. And maybe Amy, too, will realize that sometimes, the best way to help a child is to stop fighting and start forgiving. For now, though, everyone in Salem seems to be holding their breath. Can Amy really trust EJ's promise to stay away? Can Johnny and Chanel keep their dream alive, even when it feels impossible? And will Sophia ever truly recover from the choices that tore so many lives apart? In Days of Our Lives, nothing is ever simple. But as the leaves fall and Halloween fades into November, hope flickers like a candle in the dark. Because even in Salem, miracles sometimes begin with heartbreak.